Hello once again, traveler. So you decided to stay. You feel it, don't you? You can't leave, can you? You feel your brain craving for more, wanting to know more. I know. You can't resist it. You can't fight it. You humans can never learn your lesson. Always seeking to go beyond your reach. It's in your blood, your veins. You can never get enough. I pity you, chasing what you can't comprehend. This is why I will always be here, watching you. I've always been there, even before the first man roamed this earth. And I will still be here long after you're gone. I know you can't help but to ask yourself who I am, what I'm doing here. Well, don't be afraid, poor soul. All will be revealed in time. I am known by many names, come in many forms, but you can call me Wraith. And I am here to give you what you truly desire. Tales, threads connecting everything there once was, everything there is, everything there will be. Now breathe, traveler, for we are diving into another realm, far from any living soul, a land far away from the reach of life itself, land of the dead, ruled by none other than Hades, the outcast, the lone god, warden of lost souls, and keeper of darkness. The firstborn son of Cronus and Rhea, elder of his brothers Zeus and Poseidon, was wronged in every manner, hated by everyone, favored by none, even his own siblings. Hades, the unseen god, rightfully named so as his efforts often went unnoticed, which led into shaping him into the cold god he was. During the battle between gods and titans, Hades had the biggest influence with his helmet of invisibility, inflicting the most damage on his father, the monstrous titan Cronus, alongside his brothers and sisters. As soon as the reign of the gods started, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades drew lots to see who would rule the various parts of the world. Zeus was given reign over the sky and heavens, Poseidon over the seas and oceans. Hades was left ruling the underworld, away from Mount Olympus. Hades was very unhappy with the decision, yet he never complained or sought a different role. He carried the weight of ruling that wasteland of a realm, knowing he would be shunned for it. Despite Hades being born in the same generation as the other Olympian gods, being one of their elders, he was excluded from being one of the 12 Olympians, not having a home or a sacred place on Mount Olympus, being confined to his domain in the underworld, away from his brothers and sisters, made Lord of the Dead bitter, favoring solidarity above anything else, being an outcast who was abandoned by his own family. Thus, he rarely left his realm for any reason. Where would he go? His fellow gods threw him away, denouncing his many favors. Even mortals didn't build him many shrines or worshipped him properly, while other gods, for example, Aphrodite, are famous for becoming angry and violent if they are not properly worshipped. Hades was never known for taking vengeance on mortals for their ignorance. Despite that injustice, Hades focused on his duty, of governing the underworld, maintaining balance between the boundaries of life and death over his own self interests. Unjust images and tales were weaved against Lord of the Dead, plotting against his Olympian siblings, overthrowing Olympus for his own. However, Hades never attempted to usurp any of the gods, especially Zeus, the king of all Olympians. Surprisingly, other gods did. Poseidon and a few of his fellow gods felt that Zeus was doing a terrible job as the ruler of heavens, and attempted to remove him from power. During that revolt, Hades was absent. Far from being the plotting snake hiding in the dark, Hades has always been an impartially fair god. Even in the epic battle, the Trojan War, between Troy and Greece, Hades took neither side, unlike the gods who took sides with such carelessness that they wreaked more havoc than the humans that started the war. Meanwhile, Hades had to deal with the influx of souls in his domain due to all of the deaths caused by his careless fellow gods. Instead of causing any trouble, Hades had to deal with the fallout, an overcrowded underworld. This impartiality has enabled Hades to maintain law and order among realms. As a fair ruler, he was immensely difficult to bribe, an ideal trait for a guardian of the dead. As Lord of the Underworld, he had to be quite cold hearted because of many people pleading for their lost loved ones to be returned to life. Though having an iron heart, the one time he was moved to compassion for someone's grief, he cried iron tears. Having both of those qualities, Hades was trusted to judge the dead. When he punished people, it was not out of bitterness, jealousy, or revenge, but simply because they had upset the balance of life and death, disrupting his duty. As dedicated as Hades was to the realm of the dead, he was devastated by a terrible sense of solitude, with no one by his side, other than the countless souls roaming around the underworld. Unlike his siblings who had each other up on Mount Olympus, indulging their desires to their heart's fill. Until one day, Hades fell in love with Persephone, daughter of the goddess Demeter. Unlike most tales that claimed how Hades kidnapped poor Persephone, the unseen god asked for Zeus's permission to marry her, which didn't appeal to her mother Demeter, who was enraged after Hades took Persephone to the underworld with him. The angry goddess plagued the world with her wrath for her daughter, forcing Zeus to intervene. Persephone voluntarily chose to eat the fruit that bounded her to the underworld forever, but Hades, considering how Demeter was upset about this, allowed Persephone to leave the underworld for half the year every year. Hades did not have to do this. He was not obligated to do any of this, yet he did. Hades was a better husband to Persephone than all other gods combined were to their partners. While Zeus and Poseidon, Hades' brothers, are widely known for their affairs throughout every realm, Hades remained loyal to Persephone. Lord of the Dead found solace and peace in his wife's arms, ruling the underworld together. And the false tales continue to spread on how Hades menacingly opposed everyone, even the heroes of other gods, seeking to destroy them. On the contrary, Hades assisted heroes when they came for his aid. For one of his 12 labors, Hercules came to take Cerberus, Hades' three-headed watchdog, to the land of the living. When Hercules got an audience with Hades, the god allowed him to take Cerberus for a walk under the conditions that Cerberus is unharmed and brought back safely. In the case of Perseus, the hero who defeated the Gorgon Medusa, the god Hades loaned him his helmet of invisibility. Perseus was able to use it and slaughter every monster on his quest. When Orpheus's wife died, he traveled into the underworld to try and get her back. On his way through the realm of the dead, Orpheus sang a sorrowful melody accompanied by his lyre. After hearing the mournful tune, Hades was moved to pity for Orpheus and cried an iron tear. He allowed Orpheus to take his wife back to the land of the living. Hades even warned Orpheus not to look back at his wife until he had stepped out of the underworld, or her soul would be lost forever. It was until Orpheus disobeyed Hades' instructions, losing his wife for all eternity. The so-called evil god was actually the guardian of heroes and their souls after they die. He rewarded them with Elysium, the final resting place for those who lived good, honorable lives. Oh, poor Hades, left out and judged by everyone, even his closest family, forced to endure eons of solitude and loneliness, carrying the weight of the underworld on his shoulders, protecting the cycle of life and death on his own, while Olympians toyed with the universe, putting duty before anything else, maintaining his strength, fairness, and cold grip, even if it meant that the world would hate him forever, seeing him as the ultimate evil god. Now, traveler, can you see? Can you see through my eyes what really happened eons ago? Did Hades really deserve his fate? Did he deserve to be hated that much? The world is unfair, traveler, and you humans are drowning in the middle of it, gasping for air, believing whatever is thrown at you. Let me tell you why Hades was hated. Because of you, hopeless mortals. Your fear of death, fear of the unknown, fear of me. All of you can't stand the idea of being punished after death. Can't stand what Hades stood for. True justice. No one wants to be him. No one wants to be in his shoes, or dare to carry his burdens. And yet, Lord of the Dead continues to endure. Imagine a world without Hades, without the realm of the dead. What kind of a world would that be? A long tale this one was, traveler. One that opened your eyes to things you couldn't see before. That is the true nature of what I'm offering you. You should rest for now, traveler. It is only the beginning of more tales to come, more secrets to unveil.